Long story short, my math teacher asked me to make a boat last year, and I just finished. Yeah, sorry about that. On a more positive note, I am proud to say that I finally found something I procrastinated more about doing than the homework he gave. I mean, 8 problems in one day, are you kidding? The American school system has no respect for unsuccessful YouTubers and the time they put into videos. Excluding the homework, he didn't leave me completely empty handed. He gave me this drawing as a reference, which is a lot to comprehend at first glance, but it's manageable if you break it up into small sections. Actually, getting into the MOC, there are 3 masts with one simple flag that matches the designs on the side of the ship. I made the horizontal supports for the sails using Technic axles and connectors. The one on the back is the most interesting, making use of a few hinges to give it some posability. The Technic axles on the side represent the strings to adjust the sails. There are also 2 crow's nests. This angled section uses small window frames on jumper plates and 2x2 slopes to give it some nice texture. The wall beside that is not angled and is a little bit more simplistic, using more slopes on top and bottom and modified plates to give the windows an edge. The last thing before you get to the interior is the rear balcony. There's a treasure chest with some treasure inside, a looking glass to spot enemy ships, a map on the floor, torches for lighting, and to make the post not look as bland. Finally, moving to the interior. So this room is supposed to be a storage room for all the food and random supplies the crewmates need. The first thing you notice are there's some nice juicy fruits and vegetables. In the middle of that we have some barrels full of adult apple juice. Moving to the sides, there are white pirate swords and pedestals, one with a crystal and the other with an old diving helmet. And if you look at the floor, there's even a subscriber spider. I don't think I need to explain what will happen if you don't subscribe. In the middle of the room, there's a trapdoor with a small ladder that will lead down the stairs. On either side of that, there are glasses for the ancient apple juice and some gems the pirates borrowed. Finally, the bookshelf and barrel of extra swords. The floor has a nice old worn look to it, with the different textures and colors giving it some spicy contrast. Moving down to the main floor, you can tell the outside is a lot more interesting. First off, the wall is angled and sloped inwards and makes use of these window frames and nicely modified 1x1 bricks. The next section is making use of 1x2 grill tiles to look like iron bars over the windows. I used the same modified 1x1 bricks as the last wall on top and has a net full of masonry bricks and 1x4 tiles with wood printing to look like some supplies they might have bought at a market or something like that. The last little bit of wall is on hinges to make it flow nicely into the back of the boat. This back section is angled up and used some of the cool squiggly bar parts we saw earlier and some tiles to create a wooden frame effect. Starting by the door is his desk with a skeleton, possibly one of the captain's foes. Beside that, a crystal in a glass case, and across from the desk is where you can write letters or a grocery list because the pirates are tired of eating carrots and bananas. Whatever you need, there's a quill and ink. I also use a car door on its side for a piece of paper. On the floor, there's a subscriber scorpion and more of the same wooden detail. The stairs are pretty simple from the front and get a little more interesting on the back side with this golden arch. Finally making it to the captain's desk, there's a lot of fresh details here, including a few trinkets like a golden goblet, a green crystal, and a dinosaur statue. There's also a parrot because no pirate ship is complete without one. It's on a stand made from a modified bar and a skeleton leg. There's also a candle for light. Just on the outside of that room, there's another white and blue flag. Also a steering wheel and a bottle of apple juice the pirates are so fond of. Maybe there's something special in it, I'm not sure. Right in front of that is the brig or the jail cell for the ship. Inside, there's a rat and a skeleton. You can tell us put a little more hot sauce in this section because the techniques are pretty fire. The doorway makes use of these rounded tiles and they're sloped against these 1x2x3 slopes. Moving up, the roof is really elevated with these arch pieces. Another great technique is using snot bricks to lay these windows on their side, and when using these large shutters, it makes it look like they're open. Up on the top of the roof, there's a balcony and a looking glass and a ladder to go up and down. You can remove the roof and see how simple yet effective it is at capturing the angles needed. On the inside, there's some bows and arrows and swords and lots of ammunition for the large cannon that sits in the front of the ship. It's able to rotate, raise, and lower, and there's a barrel inside for ammunition. On the very front of the boat is where this rail gets connected. It's made from a pneumatic hose with lightsaber blades in the ends to hold it in place. And that's pretty much all the details on the deck. The front of the ship has a large bowsprit, and moving down, there's a spicy custom anchor that can raise and lower. Above that is some nice knot detailing an average number of golden katanas you get from an Ninjago set. Down a brick, there's a constant row of modified 1x1 parts with a bar that looks really nice in my opinion. Going back down to the front of the ship, there's a lot of snot building techniques, and then it becomes more consistent with a checkered flag and arches over it. Below that is a cannon made from a 1x1 cylinder brick and a Technic brick that nicely contrasts with the cheese slopes under it. The lowest section is formed by hundreds of inverted slopes. The final thing to cover is this tiny boat that could be used to get supplies from markets or go fishing in coves where the pirate ship is too large to reach. It has 2 oars, a barrel on top, and an anchor on the side, and railings are made from various bar parts. And that pretty much covers the whole build. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe. If you didn't like this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stick around for my next MOC, the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR. If you have a MOC you want me to make, leave your idea in the comments below.